Hi guys, this is your last homework video of Unit 1. We are gonna get into some Unit 1 review because if you've looked at the assessment calendar, you know that next week, or like this coming week, you have 2 final learning goal assessments, and they are in our Unit 1 topics, cellular respiration and homeostasis. So we're going to review those in this video, but if you're still confused, you need to go back and watch other videos back. So let's get into, okay, so cellular respiration. We know our trick to remember cellular respiration is go, whack. Go, whack reminds us of the inputs and outputs for cellular respiration, which are glucose and oxygen are our inputs, and these are converted into water, ATP, and carbon dioxide. Someone told me that my pen can be really loud, so I'm trying to be a little quieter with it, but you need to let me know if it's still really loud. So glucose and oxygen. We get glucose from the digestive system. We eat our food, it comes in our body, and in our digestive system, it's broken down into glucose. So that gives us our glucose. And our oxygen comes from our respiratory system. So we breathe in oxygen, it goes into our lungs, and that oxygen is transferred into our circulatory system. So our glucose and oxygen, it goes into our circulatory system. And let's say that cellular respiration is needing to happen over here in this leg. So these two are going to travel all through the circulatory system down to that leg. In that leg, there's a cell. There's a muscle cell. Here's our cell inside of our leg, muscle system. We have our nucleus over here. Right there's our nucleus of our cell. We have some other organelles here. And then we have our mitochondria. So our mitochondria are our organelle where cellular respiration happens. Let me go right ahead and write that right here. Where cellular respiration occurs. So that glucose and that oxygen that came into our body enter the mitochondria, where they are converted into water, ATP, and carbon dioxide. ATP here is the big important output of cellular respiration because it is energy. It serves as energy for our cells to do all the essential functions that they need to do. So that is cellular respiration. And now we're going to talk homeostasis and body systems. So homeostasis and body systems, we know homeostasis is a steady state of balance in our body, and it is maintained by our body systems. So our body systems are all here. A lot of these we don't really worry about that much in this class, but we have our digestive system. We know that breaks down food. We have our muscular system that helps us move our body, and that is where a lot of cellular respiration happens in our muscle cells. We have the integumentary system that has that's like skin and like other connective tissue like on the outside of your body. The lymphatic system is one we don't really worry about in this class. Endocrine system, that is endocrine system. Miss Mowat just corrected me on how to say that. Endocrine system. That's our hormones like insulin and glucagon. Our nervous system includes our brain and our nerves, and it's sending signals all throughout the body. We saw that in thermoregulation. And then we have the skeletal system, the reproductive systems, The respiratory system brings in oxygen and out carbon dioxide. The urinary system, and then the circulatory system, that's of course our transport of nutrients all around the body, right? So like if there's something in your digestive system here and it needs to travel down to cells here, it's going to take your your circulatory system to get there. So yeah, that's our body systems. The point here is just that all of these systems work together in our bodies to maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis, we know, is a state of balance, and some of those things that we need to balance are our glucose level, right? Our glucose level needs to stay at this set point, 900 or 90 milligrams in our blood. So we know that happens if our blood glucose gets too high, our bodies release insulin. If they get too low, our bodies release glucagon. That's what we've been talking about. So that's one way we need to maintain homeostasis. Another way is thermoregulation, right? We need to stay at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So if we get too hot, we sense that, and then our response is to sweat, and that cools us down. If we get too cold, we sense that, and then our response is to shiver, and that warms us back up. Another one, of course, is gas exchange. We need to keep our oxygen levels in our blood correct. So we breathe in oxygen, and then it goes into our lungs here, into all these little alveoli. And in the alveoli, we have our oxygen in our lungs here. And it diffuses into our blood. At the same time, carbon dioxide is diffusing out of our blood into our lungs so that we can breathe it out. So if every time you breathe in, oxygen goes in your lungs, it gets into your blood system, and then you breathe out carbon dioxide that just came out of your circulatory system. So those are some of the main ways that we've looked at homeostasis and body systems. Let's just talk about key points real quick. So key points of this video. First of all, we have cellular respiration is a process we use to create energy. And our trick, go whack. You guys need to know this trick. You need to know that cellular respiration creates energy and that energy is ATP. Second key point in this video, homeostasis means maintaining balance in the body. So there are lots of different things that need to stay balanced in the body: temperature, glucose level, oxygen levels, pH. There's a million different things, but you guys need to know that homeostasis means like overall your body is in balance. And you also need to know that your organ systems work together to maintain homeostasis. So you don't need to think about maintaining homeostasis, right? You never need to say like, okay, it's time for me to cool down. It's time for me to warm up. I better lower my glucose levels, because your body does that on its own by using its organ systems. So that is our Unit 1 review video. If you have any questions, make sure to email us or come to office hours.